y'all. All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of RNW Podcast. It's your boy in Church We Trust. We got Drew the God, and it's HB Bitch, aka the Bad General. We gonna get right
Y'all saw
into
that
it.
intro though? Hold on. Y'all peeped the intro though. This intro is fire, by the way.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, step y'all shit up, and I mean,
Mm-hmm.
make sure y'all salute the general. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when he's at attention, pause.
What did he say?
Yo,
Starting early. Okay.
I
Yeah,
mean,
starting early. I
cook that up.
bet. I
We're
bet.
gonna
So
jump into the
it's
news.
yeah,
We're gonna
right
jump
into
right
the
into the
news. Let's do it.
news.
Let's do it.
People spending big bread out here. Warner Brothers Discovery dropped a bag on AEW. $1 billion, 7-year deal, 150 million a year, I believe it is. Um, it's crazy bread for a company that's only 5 years old. What y'all think about that $1 billion? I'll give y'all some more details to the deal, but what y'all think initially about AEW cashing out $1 billion from Warner Brother Discovery, huge company.
Right. I know I'm gonna get hate. I don't think they're worth that much money. I don't keep it a stack.
Mm.
I don't think they're worth that much money. Um, but maybe Warner Brothers is trying to think that they're gonna get this shit. They're gonna recoup their shit because maybe I'm assuming they're probably gonna have AEW shows and pay-per-views or whatever on Max. So I'm assuming
So
that's
you
what
beat me
probably.
to it. You
Oh,
beat me
okay. See,
to it. The
I was just
rumor is
guessing.
so, and again, this is just the rumored numbers. That I believe that from what I'm hearing, the number might be a slightly a bit higher,
Hmm.
especially on the back end of the deal. Like the last couple of years might be 200 million. The rumor is the AEW pay-per-views will become like premium live events on Max. Also, all of their past pay-per-views, much like the WWE Network is on Peacock, will be available library on Max or Discovery Plus, which is another paywall for people to streaming.
Right.
Um, I thought that was interesting because that makes it a little more worth it. AEW contracts themselves probably like around 150 million if you take all the talent together.
Hmm.
They trying to do the pay-per-view every month. They got like 7 hours of weekly shows, 2 hours of Dynamite, 2 hours of Rampage. Also, they got 6 hours, and then they got 2 hours for Collision. So like they got TV time, all that.
Hmm.
So like I think this is a great look for them. Warner Brother clearly been struggling to keep people on these streaming services.
Yes.
Discovery Plus costs too much, and I don't really know what I'm gonna watch other than nature shit. And Max, though I think Max is a like a crazy value. Max, people don't watch Max like that.
It's not enough on Max.
Yeah,
Besides,
it's like
um,
older stuff. Like
yeah,
you want to tap in and watch that, or you want to watch like HBO originals like Hard Knocks, things like that.
hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, they also got like The Last of Us, like those type of originals, HBO
yeah,
original
original.
shit
Yep.
on there. So I mean, and what was it? The other show that everybody like. Anyway,
Oh,
but
Game of
yeah,
Thrones.
Game of Thrones. There we go.
Game of
I was thinking
Thrones,
King of Thrones,
Insecure.
but you see, I'm thinking Triple
Yeah.
H. Anyway, but yeah, they got all that stuff. So I mean, like you said, it's a good. I feel like it's a good look for AEW. I don't think
Mhm.
it's worth that much, honestly. But shouts to them, get the money. Hopefully, they pay their wrestlers and their talent, which is with this bread that they get. I mean,
Mhm.
so
What you think?
I'm for it. I think it brings healthy competition.
Hmm.
So WWE doesn't have like a monopoly on the huge or on the small wrestling niche market. And that's where you start getting bum ass products. Like what Vince was giving us, almost like NBA 2K. We're gonna keep giving you the same shit. You might tweak something a little bit here and there, but we're gonna keep giving you the same product. So I feel like them having some real healthy competition now that more money is going to be pulled into AEW, which may help their programming. I'm with that. So I'm for it. Let's see where it leads to.
Yeah, I believe the original deal was like 250, like 250 million. for these
Mm-hmm.
first 5 years of television and all that. So, I think they made out good. I mean, they definitely had a good up period for the first couple years. And
Mm-hmm.
then once all the stuff started happening with Punk and Elite, like it definitely kind of fell apart. And then like what coincided with that was Vince finally getting busted. So then, Triple H taking over and then WWE had a resurgence at the same time that AEW had like that downswing. So like I think that wrestling is best when there's at least two companies
Right.
that's going like full speed. Like I want AEW to be a success because then WWE got to get better. And then
Mm-hmm.
vice versa. Like when WWE is killing it, okay, AEW, they trying to step their shit up. They doing stadiums now. Like so it's dope to see. But I'm actually as a Max subscriber already. If it goes to Max, I only saw one pay-per-view, and that was the first Double or Nothing when Moxley came out. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going back retroactively. There's a bunch of matches that I did see. There's a bunch of matches that I didn't see to catch some of those pay-per-views at least. I'm good on the television show. I done seen a couple of television shows they tried. Writing horrible.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, writing is horrible. Pay-per-view was fire though. The next story, which doesn't really come to a surprise now that like we just watched SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Allegedly Fox soured on WWE and SmackDown in the last couple years of the deal. So when they came to the table to renegotiate before TKO group became a thing, SmackDown purposely underbid Fox purposely underbid on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all think about that?
See what happens. You see what happens when you underbid. WWE know their value, they know what they got. And you try
Mm-hmm.
to underbid them, try to say, nah, like this is you try to tell them this is what you're trying to put or put forward for to have it on your station, and y'all lost it now. Because I ain't gonna hold you. That SmackDown was probably one of the best SmackDowns in a minute.
Okay.
And the fact, and then we just spoke about it right as it was happening. They went over. Like Fox was not letting people go over, not even a minute. They was
It's
cutting
network.
them
Yeah,
off.
it's network television. You can't. I mean, you
Yeah.
basically can't go over. Like, you can't throw off the schedule of network TV because,
Hmm.
like, those are the three channel: Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS. Like, them channels gotta run no matter what.
Right.
So it's not like
So
it's cable. Yeah.
exactly. So with it being on USA, you allow a little bit of wiggle room to go over a little bit, and it helps the story. Like the way SmackDown ended, I like it. So by all means, Fox, you fucked up. This is straight up what it is. You fucked up.
I agree with that. Yeah, that was a dumbass decision. It doesn't make sense to not bid for you letting go something that's actually hitting this climax and stride where wrestling hasn't been in years. It's like you're entering a second attitude era. You kind of want to catch that wave before they go to Netflix. And now they're at Netflix and they're at a whole
Mhm.
nother
Well,
level.
well, SmackDown is going to USA.
Yeah, yeah, because Fox,
No,
renewing it.
Fox has SmackDown.
Yeah.
USA had Raw. So Raw
Hmm.
is going to Netflix.
Yeah, I know
USA
that. Yeah.
was USA could not compete with Netflix on that. Now Fox had the opportunity to retain SmackDown, and
Mhm.
they
Yeah, I
chose
understand.
to purposely underbid. Now it's going to USA instead, so it's
So
not
that's
going
what
to
I'm saying.
Netflix.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like wrestling is starting to hit a stride and going back up. So although they're
Mm-hmm.
going to Netflix in January for Raw, you still will be, how can I say, you might catch some sort of the right, I can't find the verbiage at this moment, but you would kind of get some of the pros of that because you still have
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown. You still, recoup some of your funds, get some of the viewership. Now that
Yeah.
wrestling is, yeah, you kept SmackDown on your
Mm-hmm.
television company, but you let it go. So now they're going up. USA is going to get some of that blowback once they go into
Mm-hmm.
January, and you're going to lose out on all of it. So that was dumb, what I'm trying to say. They could have
Yeah.
still made a big profit off WWE because they're starting to go up. But
Yeah, no, I was just clarifying where the shows was
yeah,
going after.
gotcha.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think that it was dumb. I guess the context that's important is that they signed a deal in 2019, had a huge like debut show where like Brock Lesnar beats Kofi, and The Rock comes back for the first time in a mad long time, and then COVID hits like 6 months later.
Mm,
So like for them, they probably felt like, and let's be honest, like COVID wrestling, as good as some of the pay-per-view matches turned out to be, them weekly shows was a drag.
yeah.
So like, they lost 2 years worth of revenue and ads and things that they probably would have been getting at a higher level had, they've been traveling and doing like real shows. So yeah, I think, and then the Vince thing also soured them too. Like Vince was fucking up the shows. Like, let's be
Mm,
honest. It wasn't good. It wasn't quality. And as it changed, that didn't change how they felt about the company.
mm, okay.
So like they don't feel like they losing out. And the other thing is that they're actually in contractual um agreements and connection right now with AEW to give AEW a fourth show on TV.
Mm. Yeah, but it's
Mm.
not going to be the viewership. The viewership is not going to be the same.
Which is a whole nother question. Like, can AEW? I mean, they got mad wrestlers. They sign motherfuckers every day, so
Hmm.
there's no question they got enough wrestlers. It's just a matter of like, is that going to help them get the same amount of money and revenue that WWE was doing with SmackDown? I agree with what Shanor said, not just because of the things that he mentioned, but like SmackDown is where Cody Rhodes is. He's the WWE champion. You heard Roman tonight. That's his show.
Right.
It's his W. I mean, if you really think about it, Raw is always going to be the flagship. It's the first show,
Hmm.
but SmackDown is not that little brother that you kick around no more. Like
Mm-mm.
SmackDown is damn near equal depending on who you put on the show and how the show is written. I would say that this SmackDown, as good as Raw has been all summer, this SmackDown was probably the best show, TV show I've seen probably since before WrestleMania.
Hmm. I agree. Yeah, they
Oh
tripping,
yeah,
but
yeah. They messed up, but I think at the same time, I think they won it out. And a lot of that,
mm,
I think, had to do with Vince and how horrible the show was before 2022.
That I agree, but that just doesn't make sense at this point. Because like if from 2022 till now, over the last year or so, it's been like pretty good. So to just back out now, it's crazy.
Well,
But
remember what
understood.
happened in 2022 at the end of the year? Because remember, all the shit happens with Vince. He gets booted, and then he creates a coup with the board of directors
Hmm.
and comes back
right.
into power in 2023 and says that he won't negotiate a TV rights deal
Mm.
or a WWE sale unless he's like you can't sell the company unless he's a part of it. So he needs to get in on it and make the decision, which is why they created TKO. They sold that shit to Endeavor, and then what did Endeavor do? Right on the other side, it kicked his ass out.
Mm.
Quickness.
So Vince kind of held them hostage at a time when they could have been more advantageous about these deals. So
Hmm.
I think Fox and I think the same thing happened to USA. Like I'm not sure how that negotiation happened, but you got to think about it. Outside of maybe like 3-4 years when Raw was on TNN and on Spike TV, that shit has been on USA the entire time.
That is true. That is true.
So we talking what like 30 some years it has been on USA almost forever outside of like 4 years. So something had to happen in the midst of that negotiation where Netflix came in and overbid a company that has been raising the stakes every single time they get the TV rights.
Hmm. Okay.
Which is why they clearly was like, oh, we couldn't get Raw because I mean Netflix got like
They
unlimited
got
bread.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Very deep
come on,
pockets.
they making movies they don't even care about.
I I think the lure too of being able to write how you want to write and bring back different storylines and having the
Mm.
free reign to do so also Made
The edgy,
WWE like, yeah,
the
like let's
edginess,
do it.
yeah.
At least we're gonna get more edgy shit compared to before. And you already see them already doing a little bit of that here and there, throwing these things in there. So I'm like, all
Mhm.
right, once we get to that platform, it's gonna be at a different level where the
Hmm.
adults will be able to enjoy the shows again and stuff like that. Because as much as we loved wrestling when we was younger, as kids, the adults were the ones buying the pay-per-views, going to the
Facts.
shows, buying
'Cause
the
I ain't
merch.
had no
So
bread.
yeah,
I ain't had shit.
And now that
yeah,
now we are the adults and we have to be
facts.
paying for Netflix, who's probably going to up their price to like
Hmm.
$30 a month or some shit like that.
They
Nobody
I
gotta
don't even
knows.
chill.
want to talk about that. Yeah, I
Y'all
mean,
gotta
but
chill with
right,
that shit.
honestly,
Mhm.
when I think about it, for WWE to be on there, kind of rightfully so.
I
Fuck it,
mean, yeah.
like when you have Raw, there's people that pay for cable or Sling or any of that shit just to watch Raw, J- just to watch
That's the
Raw.
only
Not
reason.
really,
That's the only reason why I
yeah,
got live television, bro.
yeah. Like I might watch some other shit because I pay, but
Hmm.
like I've got this to watch Raw and SmackDown and shit. So yeah, nah, I agree. Then the last story, which is a huge story, Pro Wrestling Illustrated every year drops their top 500 wrestlers list, includes men and women on the list. The top 10, well, all 500 just dropped 3 days ago, and I just want to take a look at the top 10. Um, at number 10 is Mystico. He's from CMLL down in Mexico. You got the Ring General, not the bad General. Don't get that confused. Gunther at number 9. John Moxley at 8. MJF at 7. Damian Priest really surprised me at 6. Naito from New Japan. Seth freaking Rollins at 4. Will Ospreay at 5, at 3. Swerve Strickland, shout out to the brothers at number 2. And then, of course, number 1 is no surprise, the person that finished the story this year, Cody Rhodes. So what do you think of that top 10 list? I also got some of the other lists if you want ideas of who has been number 1 in the past, especially like recently. But
Hmm.
what's your thoughts on 2024's top 10 wrestlers?
Um, I got a few things. One, I'm surprised Roman is not on this list. On the top 10. I'll take that back. He's
Mm,
probably still on the
mm,
list, but I'm surprised he's not in the top 10. Um, Another thing I agree with Drew with Damian Priest. He's probably the one that surprises me the most. And the fact that he's over essentially on this list over Roman. Um, so that's probably the two. Cody makes sense to be on there. Swerve makes sense. I've heard about Will Ospreay. I heard
mm.
he's pretty good. Seth makes sense. The New Japan ones, I haven't watched any
Naito.
New Japan. Yeah. MJF, I know that he's an edgy um
Mm.
um wrestler. John Moxley, of course, I know who he is. And Gunther. I mean, Gunther kind of proved himself. I mean, he's went on that long reign as an IC champion, so I get that. And he's when he's in the ring, he's good. I'm definitely not taking the chop from him. So I mean, I feel like again, I feel like Roman should be in the top 10. I'm not saying he should be one, but I think he should be in the top 10. And Damian Priest, that's a surprise to me. That's my thoughts on it.
So know what you think.
Yeah, I think missing Roman is wild. I think he's probably top three. Really and truly, he like
Even
no
with being
negative.
inactive?
I mean, he single handedly kind of brung back WWE over the last 3 years, and then was a part of one of the biggest storylines that came to its climax to some degree in WrestleMania this year. So, coming from 2022 all the way to 2024, being on damn near weekly before he started becoming a little bit more inactive, his wrestling, his storylines, his character is no way he's not top three, top four on this list. You know what I mean? Then I'm cool with Cody Rhodes. I seen Swerve doing this thing. Will Ospreay is nice as shit. You know, wish we got him, but he was nice as shit. Seth definitely deserved to be on the list. You know, I'm not a big Seth guy, but for his part and what he was doing and how he was able to help tell a story while wrestling on one leg and doing crazy shit, he definitely should be on the list. Gunther, I think Gunther deserves to be on the list. As a different
Mhm.
character, something new. I'm glad that they're bringing something new. I'm tired of seeing the same shit. Um, MJF, I know he's edgy. I don't know if I'll put him in the top 10 as of yet. Maybe top 15. That's just me. Damian Priest might be maybe top 15, top 20. And the reason why I say Damian Priest around that number, I like the difference. I like the difference in the different characters coming in. And, you know, he came in with the Judgment Day, then his character slightly changed in the Judgment Day, then the Terror Twins, and he had a good match with Gunther and stuff like that. I'm cool with him being top 15, top 20, but there's just a few people missing in my book.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the list was interesting. There weren't a lot of surprises. I think I probably would have had Gunther a little bit higher. I probably would have had MJF a little higher. Um, I could see the Roman thing going either way. In 2020, Roman wasn't in the top 15, or I think he was like number 14, but he was out most of the year. You know, he got health issues, didn't want to be, around everybody in the middle of COVID, then came back late in that year. The list comes out like August, September every year. So,
Okay, I
when
was
you're
just about
not
to
on
ask you
TV,
that.
yeah, the list just came out last week or early this
Okay.
week. So,
Okay.
he had just came back for SummerSlam at that time. So he wasn't high on the list. So I think, he could he be in the top 10 or at least in the top 15? For sure. He's not in the top 15 even.
Mm,
He's not in the top 100. Like
That's
full
crazy.
disclosure, he's not in the top 100
wow. Wow.
That's
for
crazy.
inactivity. But
Wow.
I also think about it like this: how many matches Roman wrestled this year?
One. Well, no, no, we got it.
Two,
Two.
three, maybe. He didn't wrestle at Royal Rumble,
He didn't wrestle at Elimination
Fastlane,
Chamber or Fastlane
or
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 whatever.
or Elimination Chamber, and then he wrestled two matches WrestleMania weekend, and then he was gone, and then he came back recently,
Hasn't
and
had a
he still
match
hasn't
yet.
wrestled. He has a match in October. He's
Okay.
inactive.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get that point. I get that point. I do.
I get Chanel point impact. Like his impact is high. Now he
Mm,
has been a number one in recent years, but he also has been number two multiple years. I think, hold on, I'll tell you right now. So in 2023, so just last year, he was number two to Seth Rollins, which I agree because Seth
makes sense.
Rollins was the workhorse.
Yeah.
Roman was working when he felt like it.
Hmm.
Um, in 2022, Roman was number one. In 2021, Roman was number two to Kenny Omega, which I would say same thing. Kenny had like 5 world championships that year.
Right.
And then 2020, which I just mentioned, Roman is number 14. He's actually
Okay.
one spot ahead of the current GM of SmackDown, Nick Aldis, who was the
Mm.
NWA world champion at the time.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So like, Roman definitely is a head scratcher in some ways. I would argue that Moxley has been pretty inactive on AEW. Yeah, he's working in Japan a lot, but not everybody's watching that.
Mm.
Um, Cody at one makes sense, but man, I probably would have put Swerve at one.
Yeah,
No
they're
disrespect to Cody.
interchangeable. Right.
Yeah, I probably would have put Swerve at one. I probably would have had Gunther in the top five. He had a 600 something day run. I hear world champion on the same year. He putting people over even when he beats them.
I gotta
So
ask
yeah,
though. I gotta
And he
ask.
calling people trash.
he's wilding.
You have the list right in front of you, right?
Mm-hmm. Of this year or a different year?
This year, but this year.
This year. Yep.
Is Logan Paul above? Roman is he even listed in this
I'm saying
top five?
that I don't see Logan. I mean, I don't
Okay.
see Roman listed at all. So I would say that
Oh,
Roman, because he's inactive,
because
don't
he
even worry
wasn't
about
active.
where
So
Roman is
it's
at. Do you want to know where Logan Paul is?
yes.
Do you think he's in the top 100?
I believe that who made this list probably put him in the top 100.
Do you think he's in the top 50?
I say they probably put him in the top 25.
He's not in the top 25,
Okay.
if that
So that
makes you
makes me
feel
feel a little
better.
better. Yes, it
Okay.
does.
He's number 37.
Okay.
What's all
I
that
could
hate?
But
I'm
for context, right? And Trey, we was just talking about this right before we started the pod, right? I
mhm,
named somebody who I think if more people had access to watch him, he would easily be at number one on this list. He's always like straddling between like 15 and like top 25. He's only 4 spots away from Logan Paul, and that's Zach Sabre Jr.
mhm,
So you're
mhm,
telling me that Logan Paul is, and I would argue Zach Sabre Jr. to me is better than Will Ospreay,
mhm.
and Logan Paul
And
4 spots away.
mm,
And
again,
then
I
Chanel, this will make you feel good. Your guy, your boy Trick, is ahead of Logan Paul.
Better. Fuck.
Trick is at 28.
Yeah.
But who's
Shit.
right in front of Trick Williams? LA Knight at 27.
I mean, I can't argue that dude got a
Mm-hmm.
championship. You know, he's been working. He's been very popular over the last. Like, if it makes sense, I'm not gonna argue. Like, if I can
Mm-hmm.
see it, or if
mhm.
anybody can see it, or you have a decent argument, cool. You know what I mean? So
But I would argue the person that's ahead of 1 spot ahead of both of them is insane. Adam Copeland, Edge.
how the fuck? Okay, I'm about to go. I wasn't going to drink tonight. I don't know.
Oh
Adam
Uh,
Copeland.
man,
Mm-hmm.
that is okay.
You
I,
know
I
who we
wonder
talk
what's
about all the time who's missing? I'm surprised you ain't bring him up. Drew McIntyre not in the top 10.
what?
and
Yeah,
he's
that's
been work.
crazy.
Yeah, that's right. And
Yeah,
he's
that's
been
crazy.
working.
That's crazy.
That's the thing. What's the criteria? Like, how do they
It's everything. Mic work,
pause?
in the ring.
Woo.
Yeah,
Ha,
pause.
ha.
Pause. I mean, that shit, ring work,
Mhm.
star level matches, so multiple star level matches.
Right.
It's a little bit of everything. Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre are outside the top 10, but in the top 15.
I think Drew McIntyre definitely need to be in top 10. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. And if they're basing
Who?
this off the previous year,
Mhm.
I'm assuming, yeah, he needs to be in the top. He needs
He
to be
needs to
in
be
the
in the
top
top
10.
10.
I
He's
think
been
it's like
working.
fourth quarter of last year, and then the first 3 quarters of this year. I think that's how they build it because the issue of the magazine doesn't come out until December. So like
Mm.
they have already selected the people long before the magazine comes out.
Mm.
But like Samoa Joe was rated ahead of them.
And where's he at now? He's still in AEW or he's in
Still in
TNA?
AEW. He was
Oh, okay.
AEW champion in the fourth quarter of last year. He beat MJF. He had the good match with CM Punk.
Hmm.
Punk's last match in AEW.
Okay.
Who I think he dropped it to Swerve.
It was for
He dropped
okay.
the belt to Swerve. So like, everything that he did was important in the last year. Do I think he's 11? Like right outside the top 10?
Mm.
Hell
So
no.
he's
But
so
like,
he's over Daniel Bryant and Daniel
so
Bryan.
crazy. 11, Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn 12, McIntyre 13. Again, Zayn is ahead of McIntyre. And then Brian Danielson, number 14. And then Moose, who was world champion in TNA Impact for a
Mm-hmm.
minute, is number 15. Jay
Mm.
Uso, 17.
Jay is 17.
Top 20.
Okay.
Top 20.
Yeah, I could take that with Jay. I can take that with Jay. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this I
Snow
mean
like he about to slap somebody.
like he ready. Like
He
he's like,
said,
yo,
wait, Drew McIntyre, win?
Yeah, that's outrageous. Like, I can't believe he's at number 10. I mean, not even at number, at least in the top 10. That's outrageous for a guy of that caliber doing what he's doing. He's probably had some of the best storylines.
Hmm.
He the best vignettes. He's doing crazy social media posts. He's dissing the shit out of people. I didn't think he was actually. He wasn't bad on the mic, pause, but he. I didn't think he was actually at the level of where he's at now. Like you actually want to see him get up and talk and talk his shit and diss people and be disrespectful. Like he has a knack for it. Especially when him and CM Punk was kind of going at it. You could tell it was crazy off script. And they
Hmm.
going at it, and when they say something good, you see one of them smirk. They're like, "Ah, that's a good one. You got me on that one. That was some good shit. We might have to fight it back, but that was good, motherfucker."
Slap, slap fire out you.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so for him to be outside of the top 10 is outrageous. Like that's crazy.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, just looking at the list and thinking about it, like McIntyre, Zayn. I think Sammy being at 12 is good, but I don't know if Sammy
Talking
what
about
happened?
Kevin Owens.
Oh, you
Where
want
is
to know what
he?
KO is at? Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me look. Hold on.
Oh, no, I should about to be pissed.
Oh my God.
He about to
I
be
don't even think
pissed.
y'all want to know, honestly. We should
Yo,
just
I
skip
think
past this, honestly.
nah. I'm gonna say he's outside of the top 100.
He's inside the top 100.
Okay, he's not top 50.
He's not top 50.
Mm.
And just in front of him, and these are just notable names I know y'all know already. At
Hmm.
45 is Rey Mysterio. At 48 is Carmelo Hayes. At 51 is Joe Hendry. At 52 is Braun Breaker. At 53 is
Oh
Obafemi.
shit.
At 55 is Randy Orton. At 56 is AJ Styles. At 57 is Claudio Castagnoli, formerly Cesaro.
Cesaro. Hmm.
Yep. And then at 58, one spot ahead of Jack Perry is Kevin Owens at 58.
Who validates this? This shit is bullshit. Don't fucking come. Don't bring this shit again on this pod, nigga. That shit was dumb, bro.
We about to get another Shinoran like, yo, whoever's talking shit about Kevin Owens, I'm gonna beat your ass.
I
And
mean,
look,
KO.
it don't get better either. Like KO's at 58, right? Ricochet's 63. And I can kind of get that his booking is trash, whatever.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Solo Sikoa 66. I feel like it's kind of a slap in the face. Say what you want. He's in a prominent role. Finn Balor 68. Dominic Mysterio 69. Funny number for him though.
That's crazy.
Hey,
Might not be his true number. Might be the number they wanted to give him for some jokes, but Dom
can you
Mysterio
blame?
69. That was crazy.
Mhm. So
Liv,
where's like the women wrestlers? Like are they on this list as well? Is anyone in the
Let me see.
top
Hold
20?
on.
Because I'm like Bianca should probably be up there somewhere high. Um,
listen,
Becky.
KO's my guy, but I'm not gonna go like if he's at a number that makes sense, okay, cool. But to have some of those guys ahead of him is outrageous.
Is
Like
wild, bro.
it's
It's wild.
outrageous. You know what I mean? So that's all I have to say about it. Like to me, that it killed any validity of that list just off where he's at for me. I'm like,
So it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, fuck that
the
list.
women's list is not out yet.
Okay,
But
got you.
last
So they
year's
did
women's
separate.
list, I'll give you
Hmm.
the top three. They
Okay,
all work in WWE, and one of
okay,
them didn't work there when the list came out.
interesting. Okay.
So again, and I mentioned her, I think, in the first pod. Number
Hmm.
one is Rhea Ripley, which is not a
Okay.
shock.
Hmm.
Number two is Julia, who's about to debut in NXT, who's a beast. She's coming from Stardom. It's like
Hmm.
the women's version of New Japan. And then number three is Bianca.
Okay, and that's last year's. All right, so I'm interested to see what they'll do this year. If
Hmm.
anybody's gonna get snubbed in any way. Okay,
So
cool.
I think their list doesn't drop until next month. So we'll have to like pay attention to that.
I bet. Yeah, guys, be
Yeah.
on the lookout for that. We're definitely gonna cover that when that drops. Absolutely.
And I'm sure if Rhea Ripley is not number one, Chanel booming everybody.
And that's a fact.
You might as well just write that in and he's gonna boom everybody because there ain't no way.
Only 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
I'll come with the boxing gloves. Only 3 minutes. You can
That,
sign a waiver, and beat your ass, and then then we'll be good after that. And shit.
that. All right, cool. All right, so
Hey,
that's it for the news. All
yep.
right, so speaking of, all the wrestlers we talked about, let's talk about what happened this week with the weekly shows. We'll start off with Raw. This is was it a season premiere for Raw on USA?
Yep, it was a season premiere. So Raw started in September of
Mm-hmm.
'93. So yep.
Right. All right. So yeah, season premiere of Raw on USA. As you know, it seems like WWE kind of goes, all out for, their season premieres. Um, some of the notable things that I want to talk about or just bring up is just when you thought we were done with Drew and CM Punk, we're getting a Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood.
I mean, we called
That's
that though. I
Yeah, we
think we
did.
all three of us called that. We said that they was gonna have a bad blood match. There wasn't no reason to not do that. But I mean, this
This
might
has to be
be
it.
gruesome.
Yeah. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to. Because again, when I think of Hell in a Cell, I'm thinking big spots, crazy amount of action. So hopefully this kind of puts an end to their whole feud. I don't think it should go past this.
Damn. I don't know.
um
I'm kind of over it
also
now.
Said I'm
um
asleep.
right. What else? What else is going? Oh, we had Bret Hart. Bret Hart pulled up for the season premiere.
Eh.
It was good. He was looking. I mean, I was telling y'all when it was on. I was like, he's looking very fragile, but he's also up there. I mean, he's up there in age. But it was
Let me
good to
see
see
how old Bret
him.
Hart is. Do my
He's old as
Google.
shit. The
Um,
He's
fuck?
67.
Oh yeah, he's
67.
67.
old.
Yeah, yeah,
He's old.
Bro, that's not that old. Hulk Hogan, like a million.
yeah. But I think,
Brother.
and I want to get y'all opinion on this. I think that with them having Gunther come out and talk his shit to Bret Hart, just elevated him to like a different level in being a heel. What do you guys think about that, or just about the whatever I said so far, or anything
Hmm.
else?
Oh, you want me to go? I got you.
I mean, that's your man. So I'm trying to see like
I
how you
thought I
feel.
thought that shit was fire. Uh, Listen, he coming out there, so not only can he be racist, he could just be old. He could be yo. He was calling Damian Priest street trash. And, like you can't get a like a German guy calling a Puerto Rican street trash is crazy. But I fuck with it though. I mean, no, it's not on that level. I'm just
So
saying the
we
character.
endorse racism on the pod. Okay.
Oh
We
boy.
don't.
Cut that up.
You see how he set that up? Crazy.
I
I'm
set it
saying
up.
I'm the one that
He
called
brought
him
it
out
up
for
in the
being
first
racist
place.
because the dude was being racist. Like, but I'm saying like in terms of being a good heel, I thought that
Mhm.
was to see him like, oh, okay, I can be edgy on that level. Then I can come back and I could just be disrespectful to an old legend because he's an old ass person. So I'm just gonna be real disrespectful to him. And then it just shows like, all right, he's becoming more dynamic with his work on the mic. He's able to come out. He's able to talk more. He's able to slowly develop his character and go to those levels. I thought that was fire. You know,
Mhm.
I'm like, then he was like, oh, my favorite wrestler is Phil Goldberg. I'm like, yo, you ain't shit.
Yo, that was
And
wild.
you get why that's a thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and that's
so,
wild. The one for Brett to if that was in the script or
Oh
so
yeah,
quote
yeah,
unquote
yeah.
the
Had to
script,
be. Had to be.
for him to be okay with that, for that, for them to say that is kind of it shows growth, I guess. Even though I feel like
that's
the
fact.
oversight, nah, fuck. fuck that nigga. Or Brett is probably still like, fuck that nigga, but whatever.
Oh, 100%.
Um, um, but yeah, I thought it was dope.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with everything Chanel said. I think it was classic heel shit. And like the way that they played it up, I didn't really pay attention to the location in the
Mm,
beginning, but they were in Canada.
right.
And then you got Bret Hart, who's Canadian. And then who comes to the rescue? Sami Zayn, who's also
Mhm,
Canadian.
mhm,
So like it was like a perfect little fit. Like they worked that joint perfectly. Like they knew exactly what they wanted to do, how they was gonna get him heat. Because I think there is a contingent of like fans that want to cheer for Gunther, regardless of what his role is.
mhm,
'Cause he just cool. He just badass. Like he reminds me of like when Bret Hart was heel. Like certain cities are gonna cheer for him regardless. But like
mhm.
when he was in the U.S., they just gonna boo or rip. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I thought they executed that joint perfectly. And to use Bret Hart was like I have forgot about Bret Hart altogether until I seen him on the TV. I'm like, oh shit, he alive? Damn,
Oh, shit.
get well soon.
Fuck up. Mm.
So what y'all thought about the Intercontinental?
I mean, I kind of saw that coming, to be honest with you.
Hmm
I knew it was going to be, I knew Jay was going to end up winning that. Um, so yeah, I saw that coming. That wasn't really a surprise.
Do you think he's going to win? You think he's going to
No,
beat Braun Breaker?
no,
I think that's the question.
no, not at all. I don't think
Because
so.
you know the reason why I asked that is because like people was like, yo, we want him to have a belt.
Mm,
So and he keeps getting close and then getting ousted out from a belt. So now they're putting him back in that scene again. So I'm like, do you think they will put him over and then maybe put him in a series against Braun Breaker? Like,
mm,
which to me, if you're gonna do that, I think it would make sense to put him in a series where even if they exchange belts once or twice, he had his run for a couple months or whatever. They're feuding. It was a way to build up Braun Breaker. It's like killing two birds with one stone. It's a way to build up Braun Breaker, show him as a dominant force, but also give Jay that run that he probably should get and fulfill
mm,
that run as well, while giving him a more thrilling storyline. Because I feel like from the interaction they had, and if you even throw Rhea in there, sprinkle her a little bit, sprinkle Damian Priest in there a little bit, it kind of gives it different nuances to make it a fire storyline. But that's just me.
hmm Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I'm almost certain he gonna lose because the match is not at Bad Blood. Now, if the match was at Bad Blood, I'd be a little more intrigued because I'm still waiting to see how the Bloodline 1.0 gets back together.
Mm,
And I think that Jimmy has a redemption arc to get to make up for the things that he did in the past. So, like, you call somebody undisputed championship, do you help them win the Intercontinental title?
mm,
Because, like,
mm.
he's going into that match, as a handicap match. Like, Louis Kaiser gonna be there. He gonna try to screw Jay over for sure. What's a better equalizer than his brother, his twin brother?
That'd be dope.
Quick question: is it a triple threat or is it a regular singles match?
No, it's a singles match.
So
What?
how where you get Ludwig from? I'm sorry,
What?
I missed
Louis
that part.
always he
Yeah,
always there. He always
yeah.
there.
Okay,
He's gonna pull up and fuck
Yeah.
shit up.
Especially if he about to lose. He's like Gunther will wrestle most of the match. He doesn't need anyone. But whenever it get dicey, he will actually use him.
Wait, I thought we were talking about the IC
yeah,
championship. You said
Oh, I'm
Gunther.
bugging.
yeah, that's what you talking
Yeah,
about.
bro. Yeah.
Like,
I'm bugging.
I was
I'm
like,
keeping the IC title on Gunther. I'm bugging.
I was like, what are you talking about? That's
Yeah,
that liquor. I might as well get me a cup too.
Maybe get some more of this 40 deuce. I mean, come holler at us. We looking for sponsors.
yeah,
I
word
thought I
fact.
was tripping.
I was like, wait, hold on, wait, huh? Okay, but yeah, to that point,
But
I
still,
still
I'm
think
saying the match on Raw. I don't think the title is changing on Raw. If it was if it was that Bad Blood, then and I still insert Jay on the redemption arc to try to get his brother and him back on the same page. I mean, he gonna get
Gotcha.
speared into fucking hell by Braun
Yeah.
Breaker.
I feel like the whole thing with my whole philosophy or my thought on when they have when they give people titles is that it has to be a certain amount of time before I can be like, okay, I can see this person dropping the title. Braun
Mm-hmm.
has had what, two defenses so far? Maybe one. I can't really remember. No, he faced Sammy once, and then I think one defense so far since
Mm-hmm.
winning.
And
So
I
it's
don't
like
think
I
he's been wrestling on TV either. Like since
exactly
then.
so right. So I think it's more of a he hasn't had the belt long enough. It's too
I
short. I don't
wish.
think they're gonna go ahead.
I'm sorry, I wish they changed that though. I wish because it gives us because now you have you over here you're thinking about okay he hasn't had the title long enough he's barely wrestling so you almost like know like yeah more than likely 98% chance he's gonna retain his title. I wish
Mm-hmm.
that they had that spontaneity where it's like yo it's not likely to happen but you could fuck around and lose your title on Raw
Mm-hmm.
or SmackDown leading into a pay-per-view event with that person or something like it gives it that I'm not saying the belts need to change every week. It just gives it that spontaneity. Like anybody could lose at any time. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like we used to have that back in the day with Vince.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like not saying people just lose their titles on regular shows, but it could happen. It was a possibility. We don't
Mm-hmm.
have that anymore. It seems like titles are only predominantly exchanged in big pay-per-views. Like
I feel like we just smarter though.
Yeah.
could be that too.
I
I
think we're
think some
picking
of
up.
it is
Yeah.
that yeah, we just know it. We know this shit so well that like you could just like Trey said like, oh, son only had it for about 30 days. That ain't no
Mm-hmm.
title reign, so he gonna have to hold it at least another 60 days before he might lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Same with like I was like, oh, it's a TV show.
Right.
It's not very likely. It could happen, but it's not likely. It's the same with Andrade and I don't mean to skip the SmackDown, but like Andrade and
Mm-hmm.
LA Knight right now. Like I want Andrade to win. He makes sense
But
to win,
he's not going
but
to. LA Knight.
it's not at Bad Blood, so I don't feel the threat of LA Knight losing it on a regular TV show.
But you know what I also
Yeah.
feel like? Not to really I don't want to go too far, but I also feel like the I feel like Triple H is going about treating talent differently than the way Vince did.
Mm,
I
Mm-hmm.
think Triple H is probably going like, okay, I want to make sure that my talent is happy. Because if they're happy, they're going to perform, they're going to give their best. And I feel like back then Vince was like, all right, yeah, you won the belt last week, but I'm about to
I'm
I don't
changing
like
that.
like Kane. Kane won the fucking WWE championship and then lost that shit the next
The
night
next
on
night.
Raw. Yeah, the next night or some shit. Like
that's crazy.
that's wild. Like that's wild to do. And I feel like Triple H is like, yo, listen, if I'm gonna put a belt on you, I'm gonna let you have your time with that belt. There's no at some point in time, it's gonna be you're gonna drop that belt. But I'm gonna let you rock with that belt for a little bit just to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you're happy. You walking around with the belt, you doing promos, you defending your belt, you're winning matches off of that. But then you're gonna
Unless you're
drop it
McIntyre.
unless you're McIntyre. But I think that was written in. I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like that
That
was
was
written in.
fire though. That was so fire. I swear to God, like, and that's the shit I'm talking about. Like that right there, we never expected him to lose, just win the belt and then lose it in 3 minutes.
Yeah, but you don't want to keep like you don't want to do it all
No,
the time because I know there was like a time like Attitude Era like what Jericho, Benoit, China, and Angle like held the Intercontinental title over like they all held it like over a course of a month, and they just kept bouncing that shit around like to the point where I think when they got but yeah, so essentially like Angle came in there with two mid card titles, had a triple threat match, lost both of them. Like the way the titles went around, plus they had the hardcore shit. That shit was 24/7. So like
Mm,
Crash Holling and them was wild. Like it gets oversaturated at some time because now you're watching the TV shows like, oh, something about to lose. You just expect them to start losing, and then now you getting tight when people not losing. So they definitely got to
Yeah.
find their balance. I think it's good that Triple H also lets the stories breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got to see some real good backstage work by Braun Breaker and like him talking where we didn't see him talk before. Because that whole
Mm.
back and forth with Jay Uso was fire.
No, shit was
Yeah, the
We
fire.
whole
would
the
we
family
wouldn't
shit
have
was
got
fire.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't have got that shit. Say ain't nobody in your family ever beat my family ass, nigga. Like what?
Real shit.
What?
What? That's fine word.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
All right,
Oh,
but
we got the Deuce. Yeah, Deuce say holla at us Hove. Matter of fact, fuck Hove. Man, Bleak, holla at your boy.
Damn, not fuck all we wildin'. Like, so
I mean,
listen.
everybody else ain't it, but yeah. But
oh
yeah, so
shit.
essentially, that's where
Um.
we at.
All right, but okay.
Some real niggas with some wrestling. Damn, who sealed this top?
All right, let's go to SmackDown.
Oh yeah, y'all want to talk about Bianca and them winning the belts
Oh,
back, or
no, they
Wade
already won the
Barrett?
belts back.
They wanted. No, they defended it. That's what it
They
was. They
defended
defended
them
it.
again,
That's what it was.
again in the match that I didn't care for. They didn't need to have none of that. Nah, fuck all that. I know we talked about McIntyre and Punk, but how we gonna skip Wade and McIntyre?
That was big. That's big. A nice little tease. So after this
Mm-hmm.
whole Punk shit is over, Wade. I mean, they've been kind of talking about Wade coming back into the ring, but now it's really like it might just happen. It looks like it's
Yeah.
gonna
I
happen.
mean, no, yeah, he bugging over here. He's bugging the fuck out. This is why you don't give him liquor. Like he just started bugging on it, and I about to start wilding on the pod. Just
Oh boy.
remember what he
I,
says after he pour up this drink. But
oh, I'm gonna put a little something right here and be like,
yeah,
"Yo, this is where shit really go down."
yeah, facts.
Oh,
So
I'm the
it's
Shay
crazy.
of the pod. Give some Black and Miles and we good.
Shay, don't go live this week.
Just don't go live, bro.
Yeah, facts. It's crazy because when Wade signed a deal to go back to WWE to do like the commentary shit,
Hmm.
like he signed a deal to just be a regular talent. So
Mm.
like the door is open for him to wrestle. I don't know what type of shape he in or if he even up for that. I always thought Wade was decent
Hmm.
in the ring. Like he just never he all his storylines is trash.
Hmm.
Bad News Barrett. The only fire shit he ever had was the Nexus.
Yeah,
And
I'm
that
about
shit
to
was
say the
mad
Nexus
short
shit.
lived.
Yeah, the Nexus
Yeah,
shit was fire.
that was it. So like and the way Drew is working right now,
Yeah.
son, way to be a star again
Hmm.
after that shit.
Facts. Facts. I like that. Yeah. How you feel about that?
Good.
HB.
My fault. Um, I think it's fire. I think this is what I'm saying. The spontaneity is coming back. We would have never thought Homeboy was going to come back and wrestle again, or even have the thought that he's going to come back and wrestle
Mm-hmm.
again. So, Drew, and then I fuck with this shit because Drew is really coming around, just fucking with anybody he feel like he want to fuck with. Like, and as an Easter egg, he's been stopping Drew. So they've been building up to this shit in the background, low key, without you
Mm-hmm.
even paying attention. You just thinking it's a part of the work of him stopping Drew from going over the line to the point Drew turned around
Hmm.
like, "Yo, son, I could have beat his ass, and you keep stopping me. Like now I'm about to beat your ass." Like, and I'm like, I'm here for it. So I think that spontaneity of doing these different storylines is what I want to see. That's what make me want to actually turn on and watch Raw and SmackDown and see the stories develop. I'm actually really more interested in the stories than the
Hmm.
matches. I don't know if you guys can tell. Like I like the stories,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no real story to the match. I'm like, who care about that shit?
Right.
So I mean, I'm cool with it. I think that would be different, and that opens up the doors to different things if Triple H decides to walk through this door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Facts.
Yeah, I think
Um,
the key is like, all right, the storyline is fire, all that. How do you keep people captivated on a story that doesn't have a title involved? And that's what Drew has done, with this whole CM Punk shit. He could probably do that with Wade. I think Punk and Seth got that same kind of chemistry that they could. It's like, how do you make a story without the belt being involved? I think even like Roman right now in Solo, and that
Mhm.
with the whole fake. Fuck it, we going to SmackDown. The face off between Roman and Jacob, crazy, real
Yo,
chemistry,
what a
He gonna get
real
his
crazy.
ass
crowd.
beat though. He gonna get his ass beat.
What?
He
I
has
thought a neck
Roman's gonna
chop,
get his
Tribal
ass
Chief.
beat.
Roman gonna get, and you know that's my guy. That is my, yeah, I know that. I was
Hmm.
threatening people on the last pod because, but he's gonna get his ass beat. So, like it is what it is. So there's no way I can see for the business part of the WWE. Jacob has this lore about him that like everybody's like, holy shit, this dude is a
Hmm.
monster and it's believable. So for you to have Roman come in there and just stomp all over him would be stupid. Like I would opt, yeah, they maybe have him have some highlight moments with him, but I would opt to keep Jacob very strong over Roman to create that kind of, and then if you choose to go to the singles route with Jacob or any other storyline, he has that lore about him. Almost on some Brock Lesnar type shit. Like when he come around, you're like, oh shit, like this guy
Hmm.
different. You know what I'm saying? And if I
Hmm.
was Triple H, that's what I'm keeping. So in my opinion, I think he's gonna get his ass whooped. He might have a moment where he Superman punch him and then turn around and get super kicked out the ring right after that. You know what I mean? So
Hmm
Hmm.
that's just me.
I think you in Grenada right now because you wilding on the island. Ain't no way they gonna let them interact.
Uh,
Not gonna
it-
happen.
that's
Yeah,
even
not
better.
gonna
Like,
happen.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't.
yeah, it's even better.
I
Yeah.
think they. I think Roman is gonna fight solo for the most part. I think he's gonna have interactions with other people. I think they're gonna continue to like almost fight, but never
Hmm.
act like somebody always gonna interrupt or somebody gonna super kick somebody like before you could get to it, and they never
Hmm.
gonna get there. I ain't gonna hold you. At this point, I'm more intrigued by a Roman Jacob match at WrestleMania than a Rock Roman match.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a better match. Like
Yes.
the match is going to be better.
Yes.
And if we
I
build it
agree.
from September or August when Roman came back to April, by then we're gonna want to punch somebody ourselves.
Facts. So I feel like with this whole Roman Jacob shit, I feel like to Shanoa's point, I feel like that could be like the first match. I think if they do have them fight, or what, let's say it's this tag match that's happening at Bad Blood, right? That
Hmm
moment where Roman and Jacob is in the ring at the same time. We're gonna have some. We're gonna show Jacob as that beast, like you said, that monster. He's gonna get Superman punch, pop right back up, saying that's nothing. I ate that,
That's gonna be
whatever.
crazy. That shit don't
And,
even work.
and right, this is weak as fuck.
This shit is weak as fuck.
But
No wonder he never wins.
right.
So
So
crazy.
I feel like we're gonna have that, but then the next time I feel like what it will do is it will build both. And Triple H, I hope you listen, bro. Just hear me out.
Hi,
You
nigga.
can hire me. You can have Jacob look like the unstoppable force that he's been. Roman can still take that beating, right? And then it can unlock a different, allow more aggressive side of Roman, so that way when they collide again, it's gonna be a much better match because you still
Mm.
have this beast. Now you got Roman who took his shit to another level because he knows he has to in order to fight this nigga Jacob.
I do feel like that's the presentation though. Like I feel like the presentation is that Roman thinks he knows what it's gonna take to
Hmm.
beat Jacob. He thinks that Jacob is just another person in his family, and he
Hmm.
don't know what his son is different.
Right.
But he about to find out. Probably at
He got
War
super
Games.
kick with the boot.
Son, did you see
Super kick,
the fucking moonsault?
bro. And the cage was wild.
You do
So,
that shit with ease. Like yeah.
He's plopping up. He jumps from the second turn to the third. He's
hmm.
wilding. So I mean, that's what I'm like. I don't see Roman being. I don't see. He might have a spot or two before he
Hmm.
get crushed because just business wise, you know how we was getting tired of Brock just squashing people and doing like this.
Hmm
I think this is different with Jacob. Jacob just really has that lore about him. It's like you kind of want to see him beat somebody ass, like, or see how
Mm-hmm.
what he does for
Mm-hmm.
them. So I really don't see him beating Roman. I think it may get to the point that we get some teasers, and then when they get into the match, they may have a spot or two, but then it goes right back to Cody and Solo. Like it'll be highly featured, but you'll get a
Mm-hmm.
spot or two between him and Solo. I don't think they're gonna have any extended fighting between them. It would just it would be dumb to do that because Jacob literally has like a future outside
Mm-hmm.
of the bloodline, a bright
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think they booked that match with minimal contact between the two of them to build
Mm.
for something later. I think that they might have honestly wrote one of the best TV shows tonight. The Nia
Mm-hmm.
and Bailey joint worked.
That's
It
interesting.
got Nia and Tiffany looking at each other funny, and then they set up a match. The challenge was murky. Like I was sitting here saying, like, what if like if I'm Bailey and Trinity, like I'm a front, like okay, whoever gets the pin gets a match
Mm-hmm.
against Nia. I'm
Mm-hmm.
laying down, I'm letting Tiffany pin me. Now you gotta fight Tiffany. How about that?
mhm.
'Cause we said whoever got the pin gets the match. So unless Nia gets the pin, she gotta wrestle somebody. That's what I would do. I like they
Mm.
left it open for interpretation at like up to now, but like I would do something like that. So that worked. As good as the Andrade and Carmelo matches, I said it last week. I'm good on that. Like I done seen it enough times at this point. Andrade wins the series. He's getting a match with
Mm-hmm.
LA Knight. That's gonna be a dope match. Does it mean anything at the end of the day? Probably not because LA Knight gonna win. But like, it was a good match, good segment, all that. The Cody Rhodes and Solo match was fire. Crowd was
I
way into
agree.
the match. They was doing their thing. That was one of Solo better performances too.
I would
No, he
agree.
did his thing. He did
Yes.
his thing.
One of his
He did
better
his thing.
performances, and it lined up the end of the night so perfectly. Like they just executed throughout
Mm-hmm.
the whole show, and then even that contract signing, we hadn't heard Roman speak before since like before WrestleMania. He on the
Mm-hmm.
mic, he got everybody going. Crowd is into it. Cody come out, he look like he about to beat his ass. Cody tell him like, "Oh, all this yeah WWE, it used to be."
It
I
used to
said,
be.
"Oh shit."
And I
And
like
then
that.
yeah, then you get the bloodline coming like just perfectly set up. So yeah, nah, they Triple H, you want one. You gotta chill. You gotta chill because he going crazy right now.
Fuck it, let's cut the lights on, explore. Because I remember we was having a conversation, and you was like, "Oh, here go the heel turn," and I was like, "Nah, I
It
don't see."
looked it looked like
You
it.
you know why I didn't see it? Because this was a page out of Vince's book. Like Roman came out there to help Cody low key because he's getting jumped. Like four of them in the ring, they about to whoop his ass. He came out, he didn't. He kind of even things out a little bit. Then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna address it at the end." They had the tag team stuff in their hand, the terms of the contract, and then it's like he's like, "I don't need nobody, whatever." Who else was you gonna get? We thought possibly Jimmy when you said it earlier in the chat. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Well, Jimmy is a yeah, it could possibly happen with Jimmy. He got a score to settle with him. He got jumped and shit like that."
Hmm.
Then Cody came out, and I'm like, "Nah, he's gonna help him. He's gonna help him because they
Mm-hmm.
do have to battle it out. This is supposedly Roman's babyface run, right? So I don't really see anything significantly happening during these matches. Now, if they get to the point that they face each other again, then I can see a heel turn by Cody. If he loses or if he's about to lose, he do some wild shit that's out of character. That's how I see it starting. Or if he loses, he comes back, screw him over. Like, but right now, until this
Nah, I think
bloodline
this
shit
is
is
the
finished,
start.
you
I
think
ain't gonna
so?
hold you. I'm pretty sure. Like even the way he was talking to Roman and the faces he was making when he was talking to Roman wasn't Cody Rhodes. That was
He did it with The
somebody
Rock.
else.
He did it
No,
with the
even when he did with The
Mm-hmm.
Rock, bro, he was mad clean with it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he was
no.
disrespectful, but like he still was like I don't even know how to explain it. Like he still was. You could tell he was the baby face, in that moment, he was talking down to Roman like Roman was beneath him.
Yeah.
And that's not something
Yeah,
he does.
because I got a belt. And you used to jump me all the time. You
That mean,
used to cheat me. That
yeah,
is
bro, that
bad.
means nothing. That means nothing. That means that he's turning. You can
It's his
see
villain
heelish
story.
sides to him. Yep,
This
this is
is
his villain origin.
origin story.
I
Yep.
I even think that there's a chance they lose that match because he's gonna screw over Roman.
It's quite possible.
Now I'll give you that. I do think that's a possibility.
But
I
look, if
give you
that
that.
happens, that
I
means
give
that
you that.
promo was his heel turn right there.
True.
Yeah. I mean, I paid attention to the small things, like you said.
Like
I
it.
feel like anything that they do is not intentional. Everything is intentional with them.
Mhm.
I peeped the way that I'm not Roman, the way that Cody was when he was about to speak. You know how Roman be doing a little twitch and shit with his face when he's like pissed off or whatever? Cody
He
was
was
doing
doing
that
that shit.
same shit.
Hmm.
He was like, yo, it used to be like he was still Cody Rhodes, but it was a little more edgy. It was a little bit more like, yo, bro, listen, I beat your ass. I beat you. You can't say that shit no more. I got the belt.
Hmm.
You not the it's technically you not the tribal chief neither. It's really
Nope.
keep it a stat.
These my cameras.
This is my ring. I'm
This
the
is my
WWE
ring.
champion. This is my show.
Can't nobody touch me.
Man, I had a button. Nobody. I'm sorry. There we go.
And no
But
man knocked me out. He's talking crazy. No man
I mean, that's how
like
he
to
was,
walk
bro.
into
That's
work
how he
like
was
that.
talking, bro. That's how he was talking to Roman, and Roman was looking at the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Like Roman was
Wrong.
looking like a face.
Like, damn. Like, all
And
right.
again,
So
Roman signed the contract. Like, fuck it, I gotta fight these motherfuckers anyways. They families, whatever. And Cody
and
reached
then
out, and he looked like,
he did
I
the
don't know if
thing
I should
too, like
trust
Roman
you.
be doing too.
Hmm.
Like, place it in my hand, not just place that shit in my hand. And
I
Roman's
mean,
like,
how else is he gonna ask for it? That was I mean,
He could have ripped it out of his hands. He could have he
that
could
would
have
have looked
asked him
worse.
for it. All that.
If he ripped it out of his hands, that would have looked worse. Give me this shit.
right.
Bum
No,
ass
no, I
nigga.
get
That
that.
would
I
have
get that.
looked
But
worse.
I'm saying though, you know how
Yeah.
Roman would be requesting the mic. He'd be like,
He's
yo,
taunting Roman.
right? That's what Cody did. He looked around and he said, nah, place it in my hand versus Roman could just reach his hand out, Cody just grab it, sign it,
Hmm.
throw it down, big face shit. But now, I
Or Roman
mean,
could have threw it on the
Roman could
ground,
have,
and Cody could have picked it up,
right.
signed it.
But I think at this point, I have to agree with Drew. Like this could be the beginning of a heel
Uh,
turn, which
I
I'm
we'll
mean,
cool with.
see.
But shout out to
Roman
Solo
going
talking
into the
shit though.
match. Oh, Solo was doing his thing. He don't even like you.
He
He
would be
don't
Yo,
like
like,
you.
Solo's talking crazy. He beat you at
They're not friends,
WrestleMania.
but y'all friends now.
You a bum. He don't even like he's talking crazy. He don't even like you.
Nah, you know the crazy thing is Roman going into this tag team match with no friends. Cody is
zero.
his mortal enemy, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
and these other people is his family members who then took over his crew.
We have to get a Jimmy appearance at Bad Blood at this point. We have to.
Uh, See, now I don't even think we'll get it because with Cody in position, and the crazy, it's in Cody hometown.
That's
So it's
true.
like there's different parallels getting played with at the same time. I think that Cody, if they win, Cody like crossroads him after the match or something. If they lose, Cody literally cost Roman the match on purpose.
I
Mm.
mean, those are the possibilities. Honestly, I don't even think Roman is full babyface.
Oh, I
Like
agree.
from
Oh,
the way he was talking, I'm like, because remember I was like, it would be dumb
Mm-mm.
to book him as a full babyface. I would put him as an anti-hero at this point in time. Like he's still on his bullshit. He may stick out and do some good shit every now and then, but he's really
Mm-mm.
still on his bullshit because the way how he was talking, his whole rhetoric didn't change much. He's like,
Not
"Oh,
at all.
this is business between the family. It's still my ring, still my camera." Blah blah.
mm.
I'm like, this is the best way to book him because you go babyface. I don't. We
Look,
got so used to heel shit.
he had that promo right, but then he was looking at the flow when Cody was talking crazy to him. That's not giving anti-hero or heel. He was getting sun. He was somebody that got called to the carpet. He was getting disciplined
They
by
was
the
about
world
to fight,
champion.
but they was about to fight. You just said it. You just
Would
said like
would the old Roman allow anybody to talk that crazy for that long?
yes. LA Knight used to talk crazy to him.
That's
You
true. LA
forgot
Knight
LA?
Not
did
in the
talk
ring.
crazy.
Yes, in
From
the
no,
ring.
LA Knight was
When they
down the ramp, bro.
No, LA Knight was in the ring when they was about to sign the contract. He was sitting around the desk and he was about to talk and he started interrupting him and he was going like he was doing all the crazy shit that Roman would do and he was taunting him. They were sitting right there, right next to each other, doing a contract signing. Mad people talk crazy to Roman. After a while, he might get you jumped or something, but
Right.
mad people talk crazy to Roman. That's
Yeah,
just
Brock
him.
talked crazy too. Brock
Yeah,
had
Brock
Roman
was
sitting there like Brock and had Roman twitching his face and all that shit.
That's Brock different. Brock could really
Brock,
beat his ass for real though. Like we like Brock could take this into his own hands. Like
but it was Brock, LA Knight,
Mm-hmm.
Jay. Jay was in his face talking crazy at one point. And then he got tight and then super kicked him like, all right, you know what? Hold
Jay,
that.
you know what? Jay ain't really talk crazy though for that long because after a while, Jay just was super kicking him.
Yeah, he was just kicking that.
So
But
he ain't get
but
a
people
chance,
would
bro. He never
disrespect
got a
him.
chance to. And Roman was making wild faces when Jay was talking crazy to him. Roman was like looking
That's
at
Roman.
Heyman. Oh, nah, but tonight he was like this.
Because he has no crew. He's beefing with his family. He's supposedly in this baby face slash anti-hero kind of run thing. So
He
yeah,
ain't
he's
never.
not in the position of power to like really go
But
too
bro,
crazy.
look after the Shield, he ain't had no crew until the Bloodline. He always was outnumbered and outgunned all the time.
Babyface, straight babyface at that point. And his storyline, remember, these are long-term storylines, storytelling too. He's coming from being on the top of his game, in there with his big cousin, who's a WWE legend, who's technically a boss in the business, going crazy, got screwed over in his match, lost. Not only did he lose everything. He's no longer being considered a tribal chief, kind of disowned by his family. He got two rogue motherfuckers jumping people, and then a crazy third wheel guy that might be one of the best guys in the whole,
Mm-hmm.
company going crazy who took him out last week. He's not in no position of power. He don't have a belt. He has no leverage. So of course he's just chilling in the ring until he gets back in power. And this is why I say I think he's going to be more of an anti-hero. Once he get that damn belt back or that symbolizes him as the
The
original
Ula
tribal
follow.
chief, the Ulafala,
Mm-hmm.
now he's going right back like, yeah, fuck you, I'm gonna beat your ass, talking crazy, doing all
Well,
of
he
that.
said he don't need it. He said he don't need it to be the tribal chief. He still is the tribal chief
Yeah, he's the original and only tribal chief.
and only
Yeah.
tribal chief. Yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest thing that he said, and I know we're still on this. I mean, that's pretty much the highlight of the fucking night. But the one thing I did like what he said it was to Chanel's point was he said, things change, but I
I
didn't. But
didn't.
I didn't
And
change.
that exactly.
And that was the key thing that told me, all right, so he's still Roman. He's still the Roman that we've seen all this whole time. It's just that he doesn't have a belt and a follower with
Mm-hmm.
him. Like those possessional things. He doesn't have that. But he still carries himself as if he's that nigga,
I
which
mean,
is
we're
cool.
gonna see. We're gonna
And
see
that's
on the
why
fifth.
And that's why I don't see a true heel change for Cody as of yet, because he said that shit. Because he said that. That's how I'm like, I don't really see a true. At this point, you put yourself in Cody's shoes. I'm tired of getting jumped by these niggas, man. Like,
Look, I mean, it could be two heels the same way as
Yeah.
two baby faces at times. Like I think that I think this is both of their opportunities. Like this is like the fork in the road for the two of them to
Mm-hmm.
go they different directions and also change their characters.
mm,
Absolutely.
Because this
Absolutely.
is Roman's first chance to be a baby face where the crowd actually like him. Not where the crowd
Right.
is like, yo, all right, we tired of this.
I'm
And this
tired
is
of this
Cody's
shit.
opportunity to be a heel and be a champion, which will probably prolong his championship run.
Mm-hmm.
Like he probably needs to become a heel in order for this to continue to work.
Yeah.
agreed.
Because again, who else as a face, who else you gonna give a shot to someone like nah,
He
he
just
kind
gave
of
it.
has
He just
yeah.
gave a babyface championship match
Right.
with Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm. All right. But I mean, like I said, that's probably it. I mean, unless y'all want to talk more about the weekly shows, that's pretty much the highlights of both of them.
Yeah,
I
that
know
was
we
a
skipped
fine week.
over. Yeah. I mean, I did want to talk about the that street fight match at the beginning of Raw with the White Six and American Made. So I thought that was pretty dope. But we
I
get
can't
past
get
that.
into it. I can't get into it.
Okay.
I'm
Me
I'm
neither.
too like it's either y'all supernatural or y'all not. Y'all wearing
Okay.
the mask or y'all like we gotta pick one
Okay.
because it's too much in between. Now the match was fire, but the
Hmm.
gimmicks I can't get into like. I mean, shout out to Bray Wyatt, he a legend, but like I can't get into that shit.
Okay.
And I think it's wasting Chad Gable. I think he a star and he just wasting away
Mm.
wrestling the
They
matches.
they turned Chad Gable to Kurt Angle 2.0. Now he's doing an angle slam now, so it's like he's Kurt Angle 2.0.
Yeah,
Just don't perk it up though. Don't be
Uh,
perking it up.
facts.
Don't perk it up.
he needs to get pushed like a Kurt Angle, though. That's the problem. Like until he gets a push,
Mm.
because he really is a Kurt Angle, but he needs to get pushed. But
Right.
I lost interest when they lost the supernatural thing.
That's what
Hmm.
I'm saying.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
they should have kept that because there's no other characters like that in the WWE. And now that the Undertaker is gone, Bray Wyatt is gone, it would make sense to least because they filled that void and they're a crowd favorite.
Hmm.
And to be honest, yeah, you took the mask off and all. Like y'all lost me with all that. Like that to me is you should have kept the mask on. You should have kept the spontaneity. Like we trying to see who the hell he is. We may have an idea that this is homeboy's brother, clearly, but we don't know
Hmm.
who besides him and Nikki. We don't know who the other three guys are. You know what I'm saying? So I
Hmm.
felt like they should have kept that for as long as they possibly could. Once they went past that and kind of killed the supernatural vibe they had with them, I was like, I don't care about this shit.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah.
Cool. All
They should
right.
have kept like the allure of like what are they? What's going on with them? Remember they like
Mhm.
boom Gunther and Chad Gable like the first night had them like laid out in Gorilla like shit was fire. But yeah,
Gotcha. All right, bet. All right, so that's it for the weekly shows. Again, like you said, it was a solid, very, very good week of wrestling. Now I'm trying to see. I guess we could do both. I got some questions. So see what y'all thoughts about this. So we talked about the bloodline, we talked about Roman and all of that. If you were in the writers' room, or if you were Triple H, how would you book the bloodline? I would say from
are we
Bad
skipping the
Blood.
tag team?
I thought I was gonna do that after.
Okay, we'll do it after that.
Yeah. Yeah. How would you book the bloodline? And that's everybody that's in there, Roman and everybody else. How would you book them going up, leading to 41, WrestleMania 41?
I mean, for what I would think is entertaining or what's gonna make the bread.
Mm, that's a good one.
You need a little bit of both, don't you?
You
Yeah, I
could do.
mean, I think for the bread might still be entertaining, but like for me, what I think is gonna be the best match is
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
would say
find a
this.
way to get like Roman and Jacob in a
Okay.
match at WrestleMania. I think that would be the best match for the bloodline. I
Okay.
don't know what I would do with other people if I did that match, but
Mm-hmm.
if we talking about um for the bread, I'm gonna find a way to get the Usos and the Gorillas of Destiny to wrestle. I'm gonna find a way to get Jacob split away from Solo and have him wrestle Solo.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna find a way to get The Rock and Roman for the big cash, the crazy merch and all seats, and butts and seats, all that. I'm gonna try to find a way to get those three matches.
Okay.
Like that would cash me out. The tag team match is perfect for Tamatonga and Tongaloa to like put them on that center stage because they're gonna be wrestling the top five of all time tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob gonna get the opportunity to literally destroy his cousin
Mm-hmm.
and become the real enforcer and feared person in WWE. And then Rock and Roman, we get to settle a debate that people have been having since Roman came into prominence.
I like that. You got one you want me to go? Sure. No.
Well, you could go.
All right. Um, I would. I think I would stick with more of what's going to be the best as far as best product I could put out. I'm not even thinking about
Mm,
money. Like, but you gave a great point as far as the money. Um, booking wise, I definitely would have Jimmy and Jay kind of have more Jimmy have um a like his return, like a not a redemption type thing, but
mm,
more something where he's coming back, has some scores to settle, and then eventually get back with his brother and be like, yo, I was bugging, blah, 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 blah. And they become a tag team and then essentially have them be tag champs again. That's how I would do it. I have
mm,
Jacob. Um, I think I still will have Jacob as Solo's enforcer. Um, but have Solo kind of be intertwined with The Rock and Roman in a way that, and we talked about this before, where it comes to find out that yes, Solo will be the tribal chief, but the person who's really calling the shots is the high chief, which would be The
mm,
Rock at this
mm-hmm,
point,
mm-hmm.
right? Would be The Rock. So it could be one of those things where when we lead into 41, it could still be Rock and Roman, but that part of the story is saying like you Solo, you think that you was really running shit, but at the end of the day, I'm the one who really calls the shots. He's the final boss or whatever. He's the person that's The Rock is the person that's doing it all. And that's where Solo kind of be like, yo, damn, like I thought I was running shit, but I wasn't really. And then
It's kind of
I could
jokes.
probably I could probably get Solo to be like, all right, maybe I could lean back over to the Roman side where Roman would be like, yo, Rock, you really like fucked me up this whole time. um, and that's pretty much how I would do it. I don't know. Um, I don't see Jay getting a singles title. Not now.
Mm,
Um, I don't see shit. I don't see Solo getting a singles title. So yeah, that's how I will book them. Pretty much going into 41. I don't have neither of them winning the Royal Rumble. So yeah.
mm,
I'm a story guy.
Okay.
So, and Trey said some of the things I was gonna lean into, but I'm more
Mm-hmm.
story. I'm not even gonna go with the matches. I'm more of a story. So I do feel like The Rock plays a big part. He said he's gonna come back for Cody. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, they teased The Rock and Cody because of the beef. Then they really got some sort of static with each other. Supposedly he's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to come back. So I do agree. I would take the approach of having The Rock as a guy really running the show,
mm.
Mm-hmm.
and then doing his vignettes and be like, yeah, why you think you keep getting your ass beat? I'm telling him to beat your ass. Like type shit. He like to talk
That
crazy.
sound like The Rock.
S- Yeah, so I'm telling him to beat your ass till I get back. I have to go make my millions of dollars and I'm gonna come back and do what I have to do to you. You know what I'm saying? Then pulls up and somehow I don't know how it would work, but have Rock go at Roman too. Like,
Mm,
yo, like you lost. You a bum. You lost. You don't represent the family, and that's why I had them do what they did and jumped you when you came back too. Because now you're trying to make Roman seem as the baby face or maybe an anti-hero kind of thing. So it would make sense to get beat up by one of the most famous anti-heroes. So you could become an anti-hero. You get what I'm saying? So and then I would find a way to put Jacob in a crazy either a three-man tag. We're probably already going to get this already, but even a three-man tag match with Tama Tonga Tongaloa, him against Jimmy Yusuf Jay and somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who will win, but I'm trying to figure out a way where Jacob eventually gets out of this storyline at some point and have his run, it's still going to be some sort of bloodline thing related around him because the way he came in. But for
Mm-hmm.
him to have a run, I'm finding a way to give Jay and Jimmy their kind of separation for a while. Almost put them on a Matt and Jeff Hardy kind of track. They need to do something different. How many times are going to win the tag team championship? They've done one it like 35 times already. So it's time to do something different while these other tag teams develop for maybe a year, and then we bring them back. At least they will have some new
Hmm.
folks to fight against and have more compelling matches. Um, and then eventually, I'm working on turning Cody heel, and I'm talking about Homelander, like real
Yeah.
shit. Like he needs to go that route to have different character. The baby face shit worked, and the only reason why it worked on the level like this is because he had the bloodline. The
Mm-hmm.
bloodline became the most fair, diabolical faction in the WWE, which made you want Cody to finish the story. So now I was like, all right, you done that. You had a run. We don't care about Cody's singles run because it's been, uh,
Mm-hmm.
but he comes back hot, anything bloodline related. So now for me, I'm like, you got to
Hmm.
go Hill at some point. You got to go Hill. But long story short, I'm building a storyline which have The Rock as the top. He basically going at Cody and Roman. He been screwing over Roman, possibly even putting the belt on The Rock. I don't know. I think that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how you can go and get your Roman Rock match at that point. Because now I took out Cody. Cody about to be on some hill shit eventually. He might take a break, about to be on some hill shit. But I'm running the shit. I came at you crazy. Now you and I are gonna have to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you
That's
get your
that's
I mean, he
interesting.
owe him too from the tag team match. He speared him,
Right. Right.
mm-hmm.
Right.
so he owe
Especially
him.
that long term storytelling. They're definitely
Yeah.
gonna get with that. I bet. Did y'all again? I could break this, but did y'all want to talk about the gimmick matches, or we could just go into the tag teams?
We can
I
save
think,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right, cool. So, all right. So next up, back to top five, top five. This time we're gonna go top five tag teams.
that's
If
tough.
you now you can do, you can rank them 1 through 5, or you say no particular order. Um, I have mine. Now I know I have one tag team on here now that I'm sure you're gonna be like, really? But they didn't have a long run. But I'll start off. Mine in no particular order. Of course, I got Hardy Boys, Dudley's. I gotta have the Usos in there. So that's three. Ooh, damn, I had his one that I'm probably gonna be like, really? But I really fucked with two of them actually. Rocket Sock Connection
I knew you was gonna say that.
and Brothers of Destruction.
I I knew you was gonna say that one too. Yeah,
Wow. Damn.
yeah.
Man, I'm thinking I'm gonna say some
Just
wild shit.
think, just knowing the time period and shit that you was watching, like
Hmm.
both of those teams and Rock and Sock was like real quick, but they was killing.
Hmm.
They was killing for sure.
Definitely should have put them, but I got DX
Oh,
in my
DX.
background. Could have put DX as far as Michaels and Triple H, but
Hmm.
yeah, those are my five.
Tag teams tough. That shit tough. Like I think there's prereqs. Like for me, the Dudleys, the Usos, and the Hardys, I gotta put in there.
Hmm.
Um, because I always love ECW, I gotta have an ECW team. So I'm gonna put Sabu and RVD because
Hmm.
that's truly the greatest high flying tag team. If you ain't never seen none of they shit, just type that shit on YouTube. You'll be fucking your mind to be blown.
Hmm.
And then damn, that's tough. Um, for the last one, I'll probably throw in New Age Outlaws.
Mm.
I'll
Oh,
probably throw a
you
nigga
didn't
with
know?
Jalos. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Shake
Yo,
Lavin
no shit.
Roll, that's my shit.
My son had hella swag,
Rapping and shit.
fucking fake ass braids.
Word.
Chill, 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 chill,
Mm, mm.
chill, 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 chill. So, of course, Dudley Boys, the Hardys, Dudley Boys, the Hardys. Um, who else? Edge and Christian,
I was waiting for one of y'all to say that. Okay.
Edge and Christian. Um, the Hart Foundation,
Hmm.
Mm,
and this one's gonna be fuck it, nah. Harlem Heat.
That's a yeah,
damn.
nah, that's a classic. Yeah,
I
yeah.
like
I
that.
mean,
I like
again,
that.
I think to only pick five is crazy.
Hmm.
To only
I
pick
mean,
like I omitted the Hart Foundation because I wanted to get that ECW team in there.
hmm.
So yeah, Harlem Heat,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
facts.
Harlem Heat's definitely that was damn. That's good. You know, it was crazy that none of y'all chose
Ooh.
the New Day.
You know
I'm
what? Because
surprised.
I feel like they're like a trio.
Okay.
Like, yeah, they won the belts, man. They had the belt forever, all that. I feel like they're much more a trio than a tag team. So I don't like my brain don't think about them when I
Hmm.
think about tag teams.
They're not
Okay.
memorable like that. Like that.
No, no, I ain't gonna go. I ain't gonna go
I
that
can.
far now. That do say
I
hit me.
mean, and listen, they're a great tag team or a great trio or a great faction put
Mm.
together because like the three black guys, the positivity, they're doing different things. I'm talking about in the ring, they have moments, but they're not like for me, I'm like, oh, when you say Edge and Christian, you like, oh no, these guys is wilding. You say the Dudley Boys, these guys is wilding. The
If I
Hardy
take
Boys.
away, like, if I take away TLC, right? I feel
Mhm.
like there are moves that the Hardys do that we all remember, like the running off, like running into the corner, jumping off Matt's back, doing that shit, like
Yeah.
boom, or like the Dudleys. I mean, they have in unison finisher.
Hmm.
Like the Usos, they do the splash and the super kicks to get like Edge and Christian is forgettable in the ring. If you take away TLC,
You think so?
yeah,
Yeah, I would. I actually would put
Okay.
one team above him,
Who
and I
that?
know
yeah.
that's Street Profits. I think Street Profits it would be.
I think they got more shit than like
Hmm.
more memorable shit because Edge wasn't even doing a spear then.
You got that.
Like he wasn't. So I think like they elevated when they separated, and maybe that like influences why we think they were so good as a tag
Hmm.
team. But they also had them TLC matches made all three teams iconic. I just felt like the Dudleys were going to be iconic either way, and I think the Hardy Boys because their style was so different at the
Hmm.
time, they was going to be iconic either way.
Generation, they had a generational style. They were different.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
them two, Edge and Christian, I'm always gonna give them their flowers, but I feel like they was like the weak link. Cause there was even a time, I think there was like another TLC match where like Benoit and Jericho tagged together in the TLC
Oh
match
shit.
and
Yeah.
they was bugging the fuck out.
They was wilding.
Yeah, so they no disrespect, but they nice.
Edge is doing the spare because he spared somebody off what's his name was holding the belt. So
That's
he was
when
doing the spare at the
that's
time.
when he did it.
Okay. So he was doing
Edge had
okay.
like the Impaler or some shit, like a weird like back DDT bullshit. They both had some trash move. I ain't. They movesets was trash. They was regular as hell, bro. They just was wilding with the chairs.
Even his DDT was stupid. The
Who?
execution, as it's called,
He
with
had
Edge, the
that, and
execution.
he had
That
the
shit
other
was
shit too.
crazy.
Christian shit
There
was
wasn't
trash too.
the
And he
The
did the
the
Falcon
prettier.
Arrow. I
yeah the
think
pretty issue.
Edge had a
Fucking arrow.
decent moveset, bro.
I don't remember no fucking arrow from
He did
Edge.
the Falcon Arrow. He did the Falcon Arrow. He definitely did the Falcon Arrow, and he had the execution and shit. Where he catches you, he's almost like a lifting, twisting DDT kind of shit. That shit was kind of crazy. He had the Falcon Arrow. He had a decent move set, and then he started doing the spear on top of it. Christian shit was just regular. Like, we ain't remember. Shit was ass. Well,
It
I'm
was
sorry.
ass.
Shit was
You say
ass.
that on
Like,
TV?
I can't
ass,
say that on
ass.
TV as well. But yeah, all right, cool. Trying to think, is there any other tag team that I may have missed? Because I know
Oh,
I kind of
LOD. I
that's
left
right.
people out because I like they iconic, but like shit was I mean shit was regular. LOD had like the Doomsday drop, like that finisher was fire. And I know
Right.
that led to us getting the 3D and other
Hmm.
like double team moves and shit, but they ring work is trash. They was trash on the mic. They was just yelling and shit. Like
Right.
Animal ain't say nothing.
Right, pretty much.
Hawk was just some drunk nigga on the mic. Yeah,
So
he was
real
coked
quick,
out.
I wonder if you had to pick one
Mhm.
tag team finisher move to say probably your most or your favorite tag team finisher move, what would it be?
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. I might struggle with that one.
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just curious. If you need more time, let me probably table it. But
It has to be a double team move.
yeah, so like,
Yeah,
so I think like Poetry in Motion is one of them that I fuck with, and that's
yeah,
the
but that's not a finisher though.
oh, it's not a finisher. You're right.
Yeah, they
They
used to
see,
do the like Matt would do the twist of fate,
like,
and then he would come through with the swanton right after. They
mhm,
ain't have like a name for it, but that was like you ain't kicking out of that shit.
right. I guess also had the double super kick, and then
And then
3D of course,
the splash, yeah,
and then this way.
yeah,
Then
3D.
3D is probably the
That might be the
best
best. That might be the
the
best
best
shit
one.
because
Yeah,
everybody's
Yeah,
replicating that shit. Like you be in school and somebody random person will lift up somebody, you like, oh fuck it.
I remember
Yeah,
we
you already
3D
knew what to
somebody
do.
in Miami.
Oh, work for
We done that's 3D somebody in Miami, and they was
that's
never the same again.
mm-mm.
again. Yeah, first of all, I feel like I need to get my kudos for that because both of y'all is hella tall. Like y'all dumb tall. You lift the person up. I had to literally jump off vert to get like
In the
in a
pool.
pool. In a pool. I had to jump off vert to grab them. I executed it perfectly because her whole wig flew off.
Yo.
Oh
She
wow.
was done for the rest of the day.
Yeah, the 3D probably it.
Hmm.
It's probably it. There was a period of time they was doing that shit through a table too.
Hmm.
And then they was lighting the
Hmm.
tables on fire. Then they was putting thumbtacks on it. They was wild. And it was crazy because they would just whip you into the ropes. And you like, oh, ain't nothing about to happen. And by the time you get back over there, son already picked you up and it's over.
So wow. Yeah,
They timing
that's a,
was impeccable on that shit.
Hmm.
They had them
absolutely.
in 3D and motherfuckers in the bar to get prepared. Because,
Had to.
bro, because there was times where some would dead throw them off the ropes and I didn't even see it coming. And then I just see Bubba like cut into the picture and be like, oh shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, they lost.
And he's a big guy too, so he was moving to get there,
He was
son.
moving.
Like,
Yeah,
He
facts.
should have been the
motherfucker is
one lifting
moving.
somebody. Fuck.
Real
Right, where
talk.
Devon was also the one. Just yeah, he was always the
Bubba
one
was
lifting
fake
them.
athletic though. I give him a lot of credit. He for being a tag team wrestler, he probably I know in like TNA he got his little solo run and all that, but he probably should have got a WWE run for real.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, he was nice. He was low key nice. Wow, like he was low key nice. Plus, like he'd be power bombing people, and this would make me like dead ass fall in love with the Dudley Boys. Like they would power bomb anybody, your mom, your daddy, your dog. If Vince was fucking around, Vince might get it too. Like anybody who was in their vicinity when they get tight was going through a
Hmm.
table, son. And
Especially the
then
shorties.
you see him shaking after he do it. He's like,
All right, y'all. So it's another episode down. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Shout out to the
That's what we doing.
1942s.
I mean, shout out to the
Shout out to
40,
19.
shout out to the Don Don and
Shout out
and the
to
Duce.
and just say Hove, pull up.
I'm
You know,
I'm
anybody
trying
will
to get
pull up.
sponsorships.
Need some
do say
sponsorships.
HB
Try some
now.
stuff. But yeah, thank y'all for watching another episode of RNW. Again, just we trust, true to God, in the bed general, aka Sage B bitch. You have a good one.